Oh yes. Hello and good day to all of you out there. Wrestling still happening, still cool, interesting, and things that need to be unpacked. And who better than us to do that? So, without further ado, you are now tuned in to the best wrestling podcast in the world, especially if you want to talk unconventionally about wrestling. It is time for the First Black Champ podcast. And I am your podcast Intercontinental Champion, Cam from the Port.
And I am J.R. Bang. Make sure you rate, like, subscribe, download to the Barbershop Network, home of the First Black Champ podcast. Follow us on everything at the FBC POD. Great show planned for you today. I feel like an epic rant is going to take place today, considering some things that happened on Friday. If you make it to the end of every episode, you will hear Camp explain or state his disdain for a particular wrestler. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about a couple other things as well. But before we get started, I just gotta let everybody know that I feel good.
That's actually got me. What the fuck is this?
Feel good, Kim. I feel good. I told y'all in what's that, mid-November about this New Day thing, y'all. I told y'all. So anytime, y'all, this we hit a moment, a bang be knowing moment, a can't be knowing moment, we're ringing the alarm.
Here we go.
We're ringing the alarm.
We're
ringing the alarm, Camp, because told y'all on the November 10th episode of First Black Champ that this whole thing about the New Day could go different ways. Mm-hmm. But for me, I said they ain't breaking up. I can't see Xavier Woods jumping Kofi unless he's going to jump Kofi and Big E. It's not going to happen. They're going to figure it out. And in figuring it out, they're going to do their thing with each other. Pause. They're both going to go heel together. And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
On last Monday's Raw during the 10-year anniversary of the New Day celebration. It came out. They started to bicker a little bit. Mm-hmm. And Camp, I'm going to tell you the first sign of bullshit is that we didn't hear Big E say, "Oh."
That's true.
It was his theme music done by Wale.
Yeah, which is, I mean, hey, look, salute to hip hop, but come on.
Hey, first of all, I don't like that theme either. I don't.
No.
I like that they tried.
Yeah, but it's definitely one of the. I may be jumping off a cliff here, so let me say it. Let me add context to it. That might be the worst theme music for a world champion ever.
I agree.
It's just like, and
no
disrespect.
No disrespect. Yeah,
Wale's nice. Like, I'm not the biggest fan, but Wale's nice.
Yes,
but that ain't it though.
That's not world champion quality music.
Yeah, it's just not.
Like, that's not somebody's gonna get your ass kicked. Somebody's gonna get their wigs. That's not that. But that was the first sign to me. This is about to go the way I said it was gonna go. Also, and I don't want this to be a we shit on Big E day, but Big E is the worst dressed former champion of all time.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, because he showed up on the Breakfast Club with like a polo, but it was like, it was not like Izod though. It was like just some other. And I get it. He gotta go to the big and tall store, like, for real. So I get it.
I do too.
You know, but yeah. So, but you can still get fly though. You know what I mean? You can
Yeah,
throw some
yeah,
on that shit.
he came out and I was like, yo, why Big E look like he just got off for probation
Yeah.
and he got to go to court and he just threw some shit on.
Yeah, for sure. It's like when you go to Kanji, but you don't get the tailoring.
Right.
You know
And we got to do something about the lining and the shit. I forgot who it was that sent out the tweet, but if you listen to some dude pod, I have a line, and I think I've said it here too. I have a line that I've made famous called the Paul Robeson line. No, Summer Sessions. We've had an episode. We've had an episode of Summer Sessions here on the Barbershop Network that was called Paul Robeson line. What that is you got a group of black men who just don't want to go get a lining when they get their hair cut.
Yeah.
And it just be there. It just be there. And we call that the Paul Robeson lining because if you go look up Paul Robeson, if you look at Paul Robeson, just people back in that day anyway, they don't have linings. But Paul Robeson, he had that thick ass hair and just no lining doing Othello and shit. Like no, it's just there.
Yo.
I forgot who tweeted it, but they was like Paul Robeson lining. Somebody was talking about Big E lining. They said Paul Robeson lining. JR Bang. So Big E, G. You was better off wearing a hoodie and you was better off wearing a sweatsuit.
Yeah, man. Promote the new merch or something, bro.
Yeah. Like Big E, you was better off wearing a like a sweatsuit and some dunks. And you would have got off like what you need to get off. But you came out there, man, you came out there looking like a pastor at a storefront church that just started it. Like you ain't got no ties yet.
Yeah, man.
you ain't got no ties yet. You just got family and like they come to the church. Like that's what you look.
He was there for the hurt business. Just give Bobby a call. Give Shelton a call. MVP a call. Like, dog. Yeah, no, he's the worst business casual dresser ever.
See, there you go. Shouts out to Big Dot. A list of people with terrible linings: Big E, Paul Robeson, Rob Parker, the Black Power Ranger, which his shit straight now, but on Power Rangers, his shit was terrible. And Ahmad from Soul Food was the worst linings ever. Yeah, that's like a great Mount Rushmore of terrible linings, Biggie. Yeah. And it's already like Big E shit start right here.
Yeah.
So he should just cut it off.
Yeah, because on top of that, he do the Farouk helmet. He do the Farouk Assad helmet cut with the Paul Robeson lining.
Yeah. So shouts out to all of the black men that's out there with Paul Robeson linings. We see you, and we would like to see you in the barbershop because it's just not working out. Or just do like me, just say that shit.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, Big E, stop getting the Silver Hawk.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, and then just trim that up a little bit too, because you was out there with the I have them too sometimes. That's why I gotta get the right guard. You can't be out there with the rolls. You got to brush it and put some beard balm on there, or just cut it low. But enough of the grooming tips with Big E.
Yeah,
so Big E came out there and so Big E comes out there and Big E's talking about how he been seeing them bickering shit. And you know what? He not only is he tired of seeing them bicker, he's going to make sure that they don't bicker because he's going to be their manager.
Yeah. Hey. Let me tell you what was really funny about that. Let me tell you what was really funny about that.
Let's go.
Because if I'm Kofi, I'm like, wait, you about to do what? Like, you about to be my manager? No, bro. You about to be my Mr. Hughes. If anything, that's what you can do for me. What?
Okay, let's go back to what we were talking about a couple of minutes ago.
Mm-hmm.
Like Mr. Hughes is way better dressed than Big E. Like if you had to in the best dressed section of wrestling for black
Absolutely.
men, would you rather your wrestler come out as Mr. Hughes or rather them come out in what Big E be wearing?
Hey man,
I'm taking Mr. Hughes.
Yeah, Mr. Hughes all day with the extra and hoodlum look. I'm here for it every
With
single
the suspenders.
time. Yeah.
Sometimes he have on
looked like he
the
was backing
fish
up
wraps.
Lawrence Fishburne and hoodlum. I'm here for that.
Man, like with the hat sometimes. Like Big E, I don't know what Big E be trying to do, but the Burlington Coat Factory suits got to ride, G.
Yeah, man.
You make way too money. You make way too much money to just go to the Burlington.
He could afford 2 customs and it would solve all his problems.
That's it. All you need is 2. Like all you need is 2, and then just gradually go up, go see camp. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like,
I can help, man. Matter of fact, hey, look, just call me now.
Right.
Yeah.
No, B, he don't even don't even do Slick like that.
Slick, he actually could dress. He just had the curl shag,
right,
and the hat on top of it. He looked like he kicked it with Al Green, and there's and like he was out that night that resulted in grits getting poured on him. That's who Slick dressed like, but that ain't not fly though.
No,
for the time,
Big E looked like Big E dressed like he going to his 8th grade graduation. It's like, yo, Dad, I had to get a suit. All right, I got you.
I'm about to say something so bad. Because protect all black people.
Yeah.
But Big E do dress like his mom just found out he was going to graduate on Saturday afternoon, but it's Thursday evening and the tailor is gone.
Damn.
So, and the budget is like $150, but he's a growing boy.
Yeah.
So it's just like, well, damn. I mean, do the shirt look okay on him? Well, ma'am, it covers him. So
we got to make it work.
You know what I'm saying? He don't have to wear a tie. He don't have to wear one.
And he don't. And it's like, and maybe he should, because them shits. Yeah, maybe. But let's go back. Let's go back.
Yeah. You know, this is the First Black Champ podcast. Y'all just learning things.
Yeah.
you're just learning how to appropriately put us in our proper dressing categories. It's all just like style and grooming tips. We do everything here. It's the First
because not about to act like I'm not about to act like I'm Camp from the Port, but I could get the job done.
Yeah, for sure. You know
I can get the job done.
Like I put together a nice outfit. Nigga.
I put together a nice outfit. I'm not the hurt business.
Yeah.
I'm not the hurt business, but you bet damn well better believe that if I need to come to an event, I'm straight.
Yeah.
That being said, Big E. See, first of all, okay, another tangent. First of all, if I was Kofi Kingston, I would have said, you don't even dress good enough to be a manager.
Hey, but that is a fact.
You don't dress. You see what Paul Heyman be having on?
Yeah.
You see what Slick be having on? You see Bobby the Brain Heenan?
Yeah, man.
Like, gee, you dress like you going to AA after this. We need if you're gonna be our manager, G, you gotta dress like something. You gotta dress way better than this. And Eddie, no, we've been doing this for 7 years, Jack. This ain't our first rodeo. Subscribe to
this is like episode like 243 or something. I don't know.
It's way more than that, nigga.
Yes,
we're in the 500s, goddamn it. Eddie, subscribe to the Barber's Chair Digital. You can find all of our episodes there, and you can listen to the show. So this ain't the first rodeo, Jack. So Big E dresses like Kofi Kingston should have just said, you don't even dress good enough to be a manager, fam. You don't. Paul Heyman dress better than you. Yeah. Slick dress better than you. Bobby the Brain Heenan dress better than you. Shit.
Sonya Deville dressed better than you when she was a manager.
Scotty Polo, but dressed better than you.
My dog Scotty Polo. For sure.
Goddamn. Thank you, Eddie. Yeah, Scotty Polo dressed better than you. Goddamn it. Who's another one? Like Kurt Angle when he was walking Luther Reigns to the ring.
Through Alexandria York from the York Foundation.
Dressed better than you.
You dig? Hey, classy Freddie Blassie.
Dressed better than you. Like, yo, you
Jimmy Hartmouth for the South. Legendary for the Blazer game. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
dress
saying?
better than you, fam.
No.
You can't be our manager dressed like that. But Kofi didn't say that. Kofi just was like, what we've been saying here on this podcast, y'all. This is why I say to this day, Triple H got the burner and he be paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, IRS dressed better than that man.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Virgil dressed better than that man. But we've been...
the Republican red tie IRS put it on the map. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, he did. But, fam, you left us. You've been gone. You've been saying this going on. Why now you want to pop up?
Yeah.
You over there with your desk job, G.
Yeah.
Xavier Woods. Hey, fam, let's be real. You ain't coming back.
Right.
Now, they could have said, "Show, if you're going to be our manager, you got to take a bump." And we ain't talking about cocaine. You can't take no bump. What we talking about here? What we talking about here? So,
yeah, man.
Hey, yo, peace, G. Bye.
Yeah.
I thought it was very well done.
Yeah, I did.
A lot of callbacks, long-term storytelling. That's the name of the episode. Just go listen to the long-term storytelling episode of First Black Champion on the Barbershop Digital. Yes, and at the end, they do the shake-up. It's all about us now.
Yeah.
What do you expect from the duo of the New Day going forward?
So, man, that's a great question, because I was thinking about that even as the whole promo was going on, because, you know, just one more thing about fashion. Kofi out there dressed like a YNS. So, you know what I'm saying? So if he gonna be out there like he dressed like one of the young niggas with the switches, then I do like the energy of them doing the 180 on Big E.
But Xavier Woods can't dress either.
Right, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, so literally, you see the common thread here as they get together, but yet go apart. Yeah. But no, it was wild for that. Big E's proclamation was wild because obviously the weeks leading up, his name keeps getting thrown out in the segments and in the promos. So then he come back talking about okay, hey, bet, well, I'm going to fix this. I'm going to just be the manager. And it's just like, yo, you the manager. Hey, this is what you thought about? And that's why the promo was great, because it's like, hey, bro, you been seeing this? And this is what you about to do? Like, now you coming back randomly? We didn't even know you were showing up. And this is what you offer us to be the manager? He's like, no, you know what? Actually, bro, we got it. You know what? Hey, take your job, take your girl, and take your ass right back out of this arena, because we decent. So with that being said, I do think this is the Xavier Woods moment. It's not going to come in the way where we thought it was. That's what she said. But what I do believe is that this is the moment for Xavier Woods to be like, okay, this is how I'm going to run a New Day with that very first promo I cut 10 years ago. Like, this is the vibe right now. This is the energy that we on. We about to start beating the shit out of everybody and winning by any means, because I'm about to treat every day like I'm about to get fired. And I like that. And the thing is, Kofi does a really good job of being the guy that is like, you love Kofi and you can kind of just justify everything he's about to do. It's going to be really hard for Kofi Kingston to generate real heat. He's just one of those guys. He's not a heat drawer, and I'm not even saying that negatively.
Before you go, it was very interesting seeing people saying that this is the first time Kofi Kingston is going to be a heel, when it's not. Right. The New Day was heel when they started.
See, and that's the thing, right? Kofi Kingston is the reason why they were working as heels, but it wasn't working as heels because they wouldn't view it as heels. The New Day really didn't change. We just stopped booing them. Like, and then came the pancakes and the bootios and the colors, because that's to make kids buy shirts. Like, and you're not mad when you win it. You mad when you lose it. So I do like this. But the thing is, they about to get over again, because we are in this world where you got so many people wanting to be the badass, right? Hey, look, right now, Jacob Fatu is everybody's favorite wrestler. That man is nowhere near a face. But we cheering for him like he is, though.
You goddamn right.
so
I love you so low. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Right. You know what I'm saying? So I see that happening here. I saw a lot of critique on Kofi and Kofi like trying to be the heel. I was like, I don't think he was trying to do that at all. I think y'all missed the very short program that was Kofi versus Randy Orton back in the day. And y'all not privy to the fact that he about to start cooking. Like, I don't think y'all get it. So I'm just gonna let y'all talk. Because now he's a seasoned vet doing this. Oh, it's about to get crazy. I think, you know, as I guess a traditional or old school wrestling fan or whatever, I believe in promos setting the scene for the next 6 months for you. I think the New Day, specifically Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston, they did a great job of that. Have fun at the Titans game, bud.
Thank you, Benny.
All right. And I don't think this is over for Big E. Because now, hear me out here. Now it's 2 against 1. Hey, look, now we on the same page. And we think you not. It's like, hey, look, we came to an agreement. You know what? Actually, you know what? Hey, man, we sorry. Because I think what is great here in the buildup for this is that Xavier Woods was about to go in about, hey, look, yo, this ain't y'all fault. But my thought is he was about to get into the, hey, we about to start just beating a bunch of people ass and doing whatever we gotta do to get our titles. Hey, but it ain't y'all fault. We're not about to blame the fans. We're not blaming the fans. We blaming us. Like, we about to be accountable here. But then here come Big E talking about he want to be the manager. They were like, bro, where you been at? And it's like, hey, you know what? Matter of fact, hey, no, man, fuck dude. Hey, man, fuck you right now. You was bro, but fuck you right now. And now we about to get on this. So now Big E, hey, look, you want to hold New Day together, Big E? Hey, get on what we on then. You better be out here swinging chairs at backs randomly, so we can get to these titles a little quicker than we are trajectorying right now.
So you believe that there's still a chance that we will see Big E in the New Day?
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. Hey, if he cut the promo he did without the mic about y'all can't do this, we can't do this, it's not like this. You know what I'm saying? Like he did the he did the Lou from Fresh Prince. You think I want this? It just happened. So if he's gonna do that, hey bro, you gotta get down then. You gotta get down with what we on then.
Get down to lay down, Jack.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I got Big E coming back. Like, I don't know when the next New Day event will be, or you know what? Guarantee. Let's get to my guarantee.
All right, let's get to it.
I believe that the New Day gets a nice little uptick, gets to the tag titles, and then here comes Big E to help them win the WWE Tag Team Championships or the World, when I forget which one is on Raw, for like the 13th or 14th time. And they're going to do it being on the same dastardly page. But it's the New Day. So we not really going to boo. It's just going to be like, oh my God, this is the New Day. So now all the 5-year-olds that are now 15, they're like, oh, yo, I remember when they were like fun. It's like, yeah, no, we niggas that need belts now. So, you know, so whatever.
So I agree with you. I don't see a world, and G Russ, I'm gonna get to that in a second. I don't see a world where it's Big E versus the New Day. Also, while Big E is at his desk job, they're gonna keep asking him, like, yo, what's good with you and Kofi now? Like, what happened? I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about that. I don't see a world where these three guys are not with each other.
Yeah.
And I feel you. I think this was the best way for them to get heat, because there's video of people on the internet like, damn, Kofi, like, fuck Xavier Woods, like, Kofi, this is what you want? Because Kofi, in a sense, was the Ricky the Dragon Steamboat of the group.
Yes, sir.
I ain't never seen Ricky Steamboat as a bad guy. Hell, the most that I've seen Ricky Steamboat really get mad is when Jake the Snake Roberts damn near killed him.
Right. That's rightfully so.
He wasn't mad going up against Ric Flair in 1989.
Yeah.
So I see a world where, yes, I'm with you. The New Day, they go up against a tag team for a chance to win the tag team championships, and Big E helps them. Now, does Big E become the manager? Does Big E like jump down with him? I think that what happens is Big E helps them, and then he's walking back down the ramp, and Kofi and Xavier is holding the belts, and they looking at each other, and then you see Big E go hit his chest twice.
Mm-hmm.
And then they try to figure out what the hell's going on. And then you start getting the questions from Michael Cole and Jackie Redmond and all the people at the desk, like, yo, what's really good with you and the New Day? Like, they basically told you wasn't shit because your neck broke. Kofi, the man said, I got a broken neck, and Kofi said, and?
Right. Yeah, it's like, bro, and that be happening here.
Yeah, like, we seen people come back from less.
Yeah.
And you still out. Matter of fact, you didn't even have surgery.
Yeah.
So what are we talking about here? Stone Cold broke his neck, came back 3 weeks later. Fuck is you talking about?
And won that match.
Right. So my next thing here is, and it kind of alludes to what shouts out to G Russ 512 is talking about. So there's a report that says that Odyssey Jones, this was supposed to be the Odyssey Jones moment. Like, if the Odyssey Jones never moves away, he's supposed to replace Big E in the New Day, but all of the heel stuff happens.
Yeah.
But because of things that we can only speculate, we don't have proof of, Odyssey Jones is not with the company anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But there is somebody in NXT right now that's a monster. Matter of fact, last night, NXT Deadline, he pretty much was the just announced wrestler. He whooped everybody's ass. That's Obafemi. Obafemi been in NXT being a monster. Let's say the Big E thing don't happen. Or let's say it does happen. Let's say Big E introduces Obafemi to the New Day. He like, yo, put y'all on. Can you see a world where an Obafemi or anybody else outside of Big E is a part of the New Day, since they apparently, reportedly, allegedly tried it with Odyssey Jones?
If it's done the way that you were saying, like, Big E got to bring the person in. Pause. But I think the story of the New Day within the New Day is compelling enough, because we've seen tag teams have a third member or need a third member, and no matter the dynamic, they were able to still make it work. I mean, look, Demolition was only a three-man team for like 4 months because, I think it was Axe was really hurt.
Yeah.
So like that's why Crush existed, but they brought him in. like I don't like the tough enough search version of this. We're like, hey, we need a third guy. Like,
let's find a black guy.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like that. And the thing is, now if Big E want to flip it to, hey, look, this desk job that y'all talking about, my desk job, well, my desk job was finding him because I feel he could bring what I was bringing to this team. But for me specifically, I'd rather see the New Day figure it out with them, because the really cool thing that's compelling, and what I feel should be compelling to all of us being as black wrestling fans watching and black watching fans, is that we take 10 years ago 3 guys that I think we genuinely all liked and saw a high ceiling for, were about to get fired.
Yeah.
And they got together and they figured it out. I don't want that story to change in 10 years with another black wrestler who's already in a better position because of what they did. That's the thing for me. There's a handful of black wrestlers that are literally just in a better space because of what the New Day and Bobby Lashley and MVP did in the last 10 years. So they're like, Obafemi's never going to experience what Big E had to when he was Big E Langston needing to stand next to AJ and Dolph Ziggler. He's never going to have to do, and him winning the Intercontinental title looked like an afterthought. He's never going to experience that. All of these guys will never be Xavier Woods. They're just not going to have that experience. You're going to see more people end up where Kofi is in a much shorter window. So with that said, respectfully, I don't really like the idea of new people being in the New Day story, but I'll be respectful if they have it where Big E is picking his replacement on some Michael Hayes stuff. Like, yo, Jimmy's out, but hey, Jimmy said this guy, and then Bad Street is just there. Like, you know what I mean?
So the only reason why I disagree with you, and I don't necessarily disagree with you, I'll just make an adjustment. I wouldn't mind if it was Kofi the person who found that person too. Because Xavier brought in Odyssey Woods. So Kofi could say, yo, the other dude you brought in, was
yeah.
I got us though. And then the African connection helps there too.
Yeah.
So and G Rush, you gotta go back to our prior episodes about the Nation of Domination. The Nation of Domination, wow, yes, this ain't that.
Yeah,
like this ain't that.
Different.
It's a little bit different. This is because none of them was about to get fired.
Yeah.
None of them was about to get fired. And we don't want to talk about the Contel Pro part of the Nation of Domination.
Yeah,
we love the Nation of Domination, but we talking about they're never. Let's just pivot a little bit. Let me just say this: there'll never be a Nation of Domination ever again. Never.
Yeah.
For multiple reasons.
Yeah.
One of which we already know: melanin. That would never be a group like that. In the WWE. That's why they watered it down when Farouk gets thrown out. Rock comes in, then Kama Mustafa becomes a pimp. D-Lo becomes from goddamn Istanbul, Turkey.
Yeah.
You bring in Owen Hart, who's not a nugget, and enough is enough. It's time for a change and shit like that. There will never be a group like the Nation of Domination. If that was the case, the New Day would have came in and been a lot more aggressive instead of being part of Kurt Franklin and the family.
GP, are you with me?
I would say that the New Day and the Hurt Business are way more influential when it comes to wrestling in groups for black wrestlers than the Nation of Domination, because they didn't really let the Nation of Domination cook.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They didn't really let them cook. If they let them cook, you just said that was original play. If they let them cook, New Jack is in the Nation of Domination, and New Jack is trying to kill people on Raw.
Yeah. And that's just not going to last long. And then, and not for nothing, another reason why you'll never find that many black men that Vince and The Undertaker love and respect outside of the ring to do that again.
And shouts out to Shelton Benjamin. He has an interview with Chris Van Vliet. I don't know how to pronounce, but
they bodying this stuff though.
Yeah, he be bodying the wrestling interviews. And there was a question that he asked about the Hurt Business, and Shelton Benjamin said that he does not know. Like, he talked to Vince about this many a times, and he talked to Vince, and Vince said that he felt like the Hurt Business went as far as they could go.
Wow.
So where Shelton Benjamin said he called bullshit.
Right.
But the New Day has been around for 10 years. Now, the beginning of it was a lot of shucking and jiving. In the middle of it is a lot of bootios and stuff.
Yeah.
But they've gotten the chance.
Mm-hmm.
They have gotten the chance to go from all of that to becoming a strictly heel tag team.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the factions that, like the Four Horsemen, heel, face a little bit, heel, face a little bit, heel. That's the example.
Yeah. My bad. I'm sorry. I just thought of this. And I could be dead wrong on this, but I'm open for the conversation. I think Vince felt like that about the Hurt Business because he's not the dude that's high on the Four Horsemen.
So
that's not really, it's never been said publicly, so I'm not going to act like that, but I could totally see a world where Vince looks at the Four Horsemen and be like, I only need Rick.
I'm not going to say the Four Horsemen. I'm not going to say the Four Horsemen. Evolution. Because the Four Horsemen wasn't his creation. And we know about Vince McMahon and his creations.
Yep.
Evolution could still be around today. Legacy could still be around today.
Yeah.
Like, groups like that could still be around today, interchange people as the years goes on, similar to the Four Horsemen.
Mm-hmm.
Evolution is Vince McMahon's Four Horsemen.
That's true.
And just look at what Evolution spawned.
Yeah.
You spawned long-term battles between Triple H and Randy Orton. You saw them spawn long-term battles, which even led to a Wrestlemania match between the two, and a retirement match, so to speak. A retirement match, so to speak, between Triple H and Batista.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Batista, give me what I want, even though he couldn't remember the line he was supposed to. Give me what I want. Right. Give me what I want. His whole thing was to show Triple H, I'm better than you. Mm-hmm. So it spawned long-term storytelling within the splitting of the group. Mm-hmm. The Four Horsemen couldn't even give you that because Ric Flair and Arn Anderson wrestled once or twice in the tag team. And then they was like, yo, we back to the bullshit.
Right.
Like, the core members of the group the core member of the Four Horsemen. The core members of the Four Horsemen are Ric Flair and Arn Anderson.
Yeah.
And
they did 50 Cent and Tony Yayo of professional wrestling.
That is true. That is wait a minute. That is true. Ric Flair and Arn Anderson is the Ric Flair and 50 Cent and Tony Yayo is the Ric Flair and Arn Anderson. Yes.
Thank you, guys. First Black Champ Podcast. Thank you. Yeah, hey.
What that is one of the better comparisons ever when it comes to the two. Yeah, like them. Hey, Hey, I mean, Lloyd,
like,
you get your
hey, everything might not be all good with Tully, but we're
yeah.
not gonna disrespect Tully.
Not gonna disrespect Tully.
But Rick and Arn,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like so game is Sting.
For sure.
Game is Sting.
For sure.
Game is Sting. God damn it. That is a great one right
Man.
there. But but evolution is that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the long-term storytelling of groups. Because when you look at it, it's like, okay, this group broke up, but now all of these things are happening within the group, the splinting of the group that enables you to have a long-term storytelling within this.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm with that. Like I'm with that, just not with the Four Horsemen, because it ain't Ric Flair shit. It's more evolution.
That's true. I forgot about that too. Wow, that shows you how highly I think of evolution. I literally forgot about them, but
yeah,
I do. I see both of it though, for sure.
Yeah. So with the New Day, you don't have that. It's like, yo, we all in this together. It remains to be seen what happens with Big E, but I think it is something that's very interesting. Let's just say the New Day versus, I throw something out there. I throw out a WrestleMania match.
Okay.
Jey Uso and Sami Zayn versus the New Day. The New Day has their history with Jey Uso. Sami Zayn is the homie. They're the champs. And they're going up against the New Day at WrestleMania Night 1. And they're wrestling in Vegas. It's a nice match. All of these guys are going to give you a great match. And at the climax, you have Big E come down there, and they're wondering what's going on with Big E. And then Big E clotheslines, let's say Sami Uso, and throws him in the ring, and they give them their finishing move, 1, 2, 3. And like I said, Big E fixes his fucked up suit.
Right.
And then he's walking backwards down the ramp, and Kofi and Xavier are looking confused, like what the hell's going on? And then Big E go. And then they look at each other, and then they look at Big E, and they just say, and then they celebrate with the championships. Now, Michael Cole and Pat McAfee are like, what the fuck is going on? I'm confused. They kicked him out. Now what is going on? And then now you have the Big E question, and maybe Big E does say, hey man, I'm not medically cleared. I ain't gonna be their manager. It is what it is. We still homies, but I got a gift for them later on in the show. And then Jay and Sammy try to get back, and then from there. And yes, I know, G, I'm just giving an example. I ain't saying that, it's gonna be KO versus Sami Zayn at WrestleMania. I'm just giving an example of what can happen to bring Big E back into the fold. And then the Monday after WrestleMania, that's when you get the debut of Obafemi, who is basically beating whoever they're wrestling, defending their titles against. And then you see Big E at the ramp, like,
I like that. But you know what this all made me think of? Especially when they were first heels and they were first building this New Day thing, how obnoxious Big E was. So for me, what I want, and this is my guaranteed finish. I already gave y'all my guaranteed T, but here's my guaranteed finish to that guaranteed T. I want, and if it is a WrestleMania scenario, then that's awesome too. But especially if it's WrestleMania, I want Big E again, chair shot across the back, or maybe he just start dumping people on their neck because his don't work no more. Whatever it is, I'm here for it. And then once he helped them win the title, I want him to snatch the mic from Alicia Taylor and be like, "Oh, WrestleMania!" Because people might start booing. And then he needs to go into the "Don't you dare to be sour" clap for your new WWE Tag Team Champions, the New Day. And that should be the end. It was like, oh, hey, the New Day got back together. They just beat everybody else and left with the titles. And we were supposed to boo. But I think that's the greatest culmination to the finish to be like, hey, no, we back together. Like, bro, you're not the manager. You're the third member. Stop playing. Like, this is what it is. I just want this. I just want the story to come back full circle. Because this might be bad. This might be bad, but I don't see more character development for Big E.
No,
I think he's reached both of his extremes, right? He's either super fun-loving and obnoxious, or he's serious powerhouse. There kind of is no in between. And that's not necessarily a bad thing when you think about like fundamental players in any sport. Like you kind of need one of them to be both. But Big E, if nothing else, was definitely the intro, the outro, the mouthpiece, if you will, for the New Day. And they still need that back. That is going to serve as a greater good in general just for them. But I do want it to end like that, or I want to restart like that.
So let's move on. Maybe we're going to skip a topic real quick, move something down to the quick hits. I'm going to give you your time to vent. So if you guys listen to the end of every show, Camp from the port here says, fuck Johnny Wrestling. Now, we knew what was going to happen. We knew what was going to happen, and we knew that DIY was going to turn heel. I didn't think it was going to happen this quickly. But it did, because on this Friday's SmackDown, the Street Profits was again jumped out of their opportunity. Look, let me just say this now. Triple H, talking to you. Stop getting the Street Profits jumped out of their opportunity. Just make it a triple threat match or some shit. But this has happened enough to where the New Day is about to wrestle somebody, and then they just get jumped, and then somebody else profits off of them getting jumped. And in this case, DIY profit off of getting jumped. They do turn heel, and they become the SmackDown World Tag Team Champions. The floor is yours, Camp.
Man, you know, when I saw it, I knew what y'all were going to expect, man. But listen, I'm just going to be honest here. It's always fuck Johnny Wrestling. It's always fuck Johnny Wrestling. However, I'm not a hater. I'm not a hater. I just don't like this funny looking motherfucker. That's it. So, because I love heel Ciampa. And the story that we got, well, maybe it's not the story anymore, but it was like, I love that Ciampa's just a bad influence. How can I deny that angle? It's like, hey, look, you little bastard. Why are you trying to be friends with all this? Like, why are you trying to be friends with everybody? Like, why are you trying to kick it? Like, why? Why? Like, don't you want to be the champ, bro? Like, what's your problem? Look, I'm about to go over here and start laying MFs down. Is you in or out? Like, that's, and I respect that energy. So, you know, and now it's somewhat of a ruse, right? Because old Johnny Wrestling here was, no, don't do it. Come on, let's win the right way. Winning the right way is winning. Okay? And all of a sudden, low blow, and they finish the match. Shout out to G. Russ. Yes, he looks like a scumbag. Johnny Wrestling is a scumbag. He looks like one. Look at his face. Johnny Wrestling has one of the few faces that looks like it did every heinous crime potentially possible. He looked like he might have robbed a bank before. He looks like he steals from the school funds, from lower income schools. He looks like he could have a Jared from Stubway stash in this crib. He looks like he could have done anything. You just don't know it yet. He looks like he could have started Enron and ruined it. He looks like he could have been the guy that caused all the ruckus when Facebook was first building up. He looks like he could have been with was it Martin Scorsese, and he could have bought the Wu-Tang album. Johnny Wrestling's face is synonymous with like pissant crime. So I'm never cheering for him. But at least Ciampa's making them look serviceable at this point. That's all I got.
Fuck Johnny Wrestling.
Yeah. Fuck Johnny Wrestling.
That's what I got. Why does all of this got to come at the expense of the Street Profits?
Hey, now that's my real problem.
That's my problem.
That's my real problem.
It's getting to the point where when we see the Street Profits on TV, I'm like, man, they're going to get jagged out of something.
Yeah.
They're going to get jagged out of something. And now with DIY being heel and New Day feeling like they're supposed to be heel, what is the New Day now? So that's what's pissing me off about this. But real quick, I know who Big E dresses like now. I am watching Saturday night's main event, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
And this person came out and I was like, okay, this person's dressed like Big E. And they need to fix this with this man real quick. And he dressed like Andre the Giant.
Yo.
Like he rocking the Andre the Giant suits, my G.
Yo,
that's
a fact.
That's who Big E dressed like. Big E dressed like Andre the Giant in 1988.
Yo. That's hilarious, but it's true. Yeah, when he got that, because he had the shirt, curls.
Yeah.
I don't want your WWF championship. Yeah. He just
is like Andre the Giant, man.
Yeah.
Like the only thing that's different is I would rather Big E dress like Seth Rollins.
Hey, not for nothing. Because I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, you coming out the hood like that, you better know how to fight.
Yeah, you got to be something about your attire that make you go, all right, mess with you, fam. Like,
you know what I'm saying?
I would
because not for nothing. I'm sorry. Seth Rollins dressed like he was expired by the Exotic Express. But see, I loved Adam Rose and the Exotic Express. So I let him cook because he looked like all of them. If you really look at fashionista Seth Rollins, he is literally every member of the Exotic Express.
Yeah.
All of them. He dressed like everybody but the bunny. Everybody.
Big E out here dressed like an alcoholic deacon.
Oh man. That's funny.
That's like Big E out here dressed.
That is funny.
He out here dressed like an alcoholic deacon.
Oh man.
Like, fam, like that's what you came out today for church, huh? Yeah, my man. Got to make it happen. All right. So let's move on to a couple of joints real quick. Combine these all together because this really is starting to feel like a new day for the WWE.
Mm-hmm.
A time for the WWE. So we have in a couple of weeks Netflix, Raw on Netflix. And then next Saturday, we have Saturday night's main event.
Mm-hmm.
So between December 14th and the beginning of the year, this is shaping up to definitely be a new era, a new time for the WWE. Getting into Raw first, Triple H had said that they are treating the first Raw on Netflix that's in the Intuit Dome in Inglewood, California, where the Clippers play, the new arena there. Steve Ball, shouts out to you. Throw a nigga $5 million. We'll be straight.
Right. Facts.
But that is the place where this is going to go down. And being that they're treating reportedly Raw on Netflix, the first episode, like WrestleMania, and then combine that to the fact that it's the first Raw of the year, first Raw on Netflix in a brand new arena. What are your expectations? What would you like to see on that episode of Raw?
So when you say things like they treat it like WrestleMania, you now either really up the ante for WrestleMania, or um or you're announcing that that Raw is now just the PLE. Like there's WrestleMania is already 2 nights. We expect swerves, we expect title changes, and we expect like a lot of stars and appearances or whatever. When you say it's going to be like WrestleMania, to me that's making this Raw more important than the Royal Rumble, than the Elimination Chamber, than Fastlane, and then more than Night 1. And I didn't need that because I don't think it's going to happen. I just don't think it's going to happen like that. If they mean it from a star power standpoint, cool. If they mean it for a match level, like what the booking, I'm cool with that also. But here's the thing. WrestleMania, especially with it being 2 nights, and I'll be honest, since the pandemic, I've looked at WrestleManias differently because now I don't think any of them are bad. Like we're out of that, like the first 15 where they were hit or miss. I think every single WrestleMania hits. It's just, what do you want to hit for? To say that you're about to do a Raw episode that is on that level, to me, you either set the trajectory too high or we end up hating a lot of stuff coming because it's going to be too low for how you kicking off the year. We live in the world of hot takes, and I just wish that was one that he didn't give us. I'll just be real.
Yeah. So look, first of all, let me say I do expect it to be big. They got to.
That's what she said.
I expect it to be humongous. I expect this to be a big night. It's Netflix, it's streaming, so it's not only a new day, it's a new way we watch wrestling. So I expect them to go all out, which goes to my guarantee. When I hear that, I'm gonna wait to this guarantee. I'm gonna wait. But when I hear that, I expect to hear or see title changes.
Yep.
I expect to see the legends. I expect to see surprises. I expect this to be a memorable night. I don't know what happened in the last I'll say this, and I might be wrong. I might be forgetting the Raw. But the last Raw, first Raw of the year, the last first Raw of the year that meant something is the Raw where Johnny Wrestling went up against The Miz for the World Championship. That was the last one that meant something.
I got
you. Put somebody in a prime spot. It was a chance that Johnny Wrestling would come out on top because of the history between the two.
Yeah. But man, I would have been, nigga.
But to me, that was the last time a Raw at the beginning of the year meant something. Now they've all fallen flat. So they could damn near just change a title and it would make me feel like, okay, they did something. Now, to go into this, they have opened the transfer portal,
Oh,
so to speak,
it's
for the
like, yo,
WWE.
what? No, my bad.
They've
My
opened a
bad.
transfer portal for the WWE. They're getting on that NCAA, and all of the general managers, Ava included, are getting together, and you're going to see people change shows.
Yeah.
So look, writings on the wall. We already know Roman Reigns is going to be on Netflix and Raw.
Yeah.
Cody's going to be on Netflix and Raw. Raw's back to being the A show. Gunther's going to the B show. Judgment Day is probably going over there as well. They're going to switch a lot of stuff around. I am more interested in seeing the new stars that are built than people that's just turned around. Like when they first did the draft, Eddie Guerrero got a shot. When they first did the draft, JBL got a shot. Like that's what I'm more interested in seeing than the things that we already know. And we'll talk about that a little bit more as we get into the year. I am interested in the NXT thing though. And NXT being involved. I want to see who goes down to NXT. Because let me say this. This is no disrespect to Trick Williams. It's none.
Okay.
But this is the worst that the men's side of NXT has looked ever, in my opinion. It's Huff out there. Like, it's some stuff here and there, but Trick Williams versus Ridge Holland tells me a lot. Wes Lee didn't even look like Wes Lee to me last night. I forgot my man's name that quick. My man's that do all the flips and shit that's bouncy. I forgot my man's name that quick. He's somebody that should be spotlighted. But after that, Obafemi too, but I think he's gonna get called up, as you heard in this show. But the men's division on NXT looked like the women's division on NXT yesterday proved to me that it is far and away ahead of the men.
I have a question for you on that. I've been meaning to ask this question too, as just people that are no longer in WWE were doing interviews, and now we're seeing like just different clippings on certain things. Do you think that currently in NXT, you got a lot of guys who are now just becoming the dudes that want to be mentored by Shawn Michaels?
No.
And that's good enough. Okay.
No.
Okay.
Like, no. The women look like that, and it ain't good, but add the good enough. There's no man on that roster outside of Trick Williams that even make me think that they mentored by Shawn Michaels.
No, okay, hold on. So, okay.
Let alone being, hey, I'm good with it.
Let me bring it back. Let me open more detail to that. When I say that, I mean, I'm just cool because Shawn Michaels know my name. He talked to me.
That too.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, and if that was the bar, like if that's the bar for me, like, oh man, hey, I was at the Performance Center. Shawn Michaels came in. He watched me practice and said, "Oh, I should do this." I'm good. Or like, oh man, you know what? Oh man, I couldn't make my car payment, and fucking Shawn Michaels came through and was like, "Yo, man, hey, here, kid,
that is right there.
Here's $350."
There's no male star power in NXT. None.
Okay.
None. Like
I'll accept that. I'll accept that too.
I'm a day one NXT watcher.
Facts.
I'm a day one NXT watcher. Can't tell you, I'm Hulu days, my nigga.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
They had stars or people that was bubbling since they changed from FCW to NXT. Even when they turned, or Vince McMahon took over NXT, and they did the little color shit in living color version of NXT, you still had Braun Breaker.
Yeah.
I am telling you now, it ain't that. I watched that Iron Survivor And the only person that got me revved up, pause, is Obafemi. As the guys was getting announced to the ring, the crowd was dead. I was like, yo, what happened to Wesley? The crowd, you used to love him as the North American champ. I forgot my man, the bouncy nigga. But like, yo, like he out here stunting on them hoes. Ethan Page, I mess with him, but there's no star power there. And what's crazy is the star power that you do see from NXT is when Joe Hendry pop up.
Yeah.
That's your star power. Somebody in a whole nother company. Like when Jordan Grace comes, she looks like one of the many of the NXT women because they're so strong. And they keep adding. I can't wait to see Julia versus Roxanne Perez at the beginning of the year. The women's Stephanie Van Queer, goddamn. Oh, Sol Ruka looked like a star last night. The women got it.
Okay.
The men, it's like, y'all just here. And not saying whatever you said, everything that you just said. I wish that was the case. But there's just no star power on the NXT men's side outside of Trick Williams.
Okay.
Outside of him, it's dead over there. There's nobody that's, to me, that's star. Now, Samu's son, Lance, just signed with the WWE. He's going to be at NXT. Maybe they go get a Zilla Fatu. They have the WWE ID program. Maybe you start to bring more people in the independents back like you was doing a couple years ago when Finn Balor and Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn and others. But outside of Trick and Oba, it is dead in the men's division. Okay. NXT is carried by their women's division.
Yeah.
Carried by their women's division.
All the promo and segments and clips that's like going, it do speak to that.
So maybe you look at some people on the roster and you bring them to NXT. Maybe you do that to build up that male side. And you can pluck women. The crazy thing about NXT is you could pluck a couple of women from the division and still have a strong division.
Yeah. I mean, sure, they did it with when they grabbed woo, because that she was supposed to be one of the ones that
Lyra
needed there. Yeah, Lyra, yeah, there we go.
So yeah, you can do that and still have a capable women's division of being dope. But the men, you lose Trick Williams, who the fuck you got? You lose Obafemi, who you got? They definitely need to start raiding the indies again and bringing in some other people. Go offer Gabe Kidd and New Japan all the money to come to NXT. Go bring some of the people you called up too early and bring them back. Carmelo Hayes. Bring him back.
Yeah, hey, listen, not for nothing. Carmelo Hayes, I'd rather see him in NXT than what we're seeing right now. Hey, and you know, and this, and we did a show about this maybe a year or two ago, just about how the call up ain't really for everybody.
Yeah,
I think the thing, sometimes you get the things that make certain things special, and it's not meant to be a breeding ground. Like there are a few men and women who should have just remained in NXT and just became the biggest star they could have been there, because I think there's more value than that than becoming a mid-carder for a Raw or SmackDown or a pre-show or a main event talent for them. Now, granted, I'm not saying that the money is different or not, because I don't really know the pay scale, but sometimes I think, it's like going back to just regional sounds and being the man in your hood. Like, rest in peace to Reese from 3-Piece. Sometimes you just got to be hot where you are, and
Yeah.
and everybody know you. And look, hey, I'm the man or I'm the woman here, and that can be good enough. So I understand it.
Yeah.
I
So
get it.
I'm interested to see how this whole transition is going to go. But I'm probably at this point even more interested in what is going to happen when it comes to NXT than anything else.
For sure.
And we'll see what happens with that. So let's go into Saturday night's main event. All right, so Saturday night's main event is back. So that argument we had last year, I won. Thank you.
I don't even remember, but now,
The one
I'm paying
Javon
attention.
Evans, yeah, but the one debate that we really had on this show that we really truly disagree with, you goddamn right. Saturday night's main event is back.
Hey, okay, bet. But look what they did to Raw to get there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember it now. I was like, oh okay, yeah. Like I didn't want the show.
hey, it is what it is. Hey, you got to take them when you can get them.
No, for sure. You got it.
All right, but that's gonna be going on this Saturday. Jesse the Body Ventura is back to provide color commentary for Saturday night's main event. So they really going old school. Camp, I have been like even now. I have Saturday night's main event on Peacock on the TV right now. Right now, Brutus the Barber Beefcake just cut Danny Davis's hair and everything, and now he's putting a mirror to his face and stuff. That's back when jobbers can have managers and shit too, even though he did have a storyline and shit too. So shouts out to Danny Davis on that too. What do you like before we get to the new version of Saturday night's main event? We've talked about this before. I want you to go back to this, like Javon Evans. Brando might be late. That's why. But what is your what do you think about the legacy of Saturday night's main event? When you think about Saturday night's main event, what do you think
of? Moments. For me, I was a really young kid, and the one thing I wanted to do was try to stay up late so I could watch Saturday night's main event. And a lot of times I went to sleep. So the years that we didn't have a VCR, I just missed out. but towards the end, I was able to at least my mom showed me how to record programs on there, and I started recording Saturday night's main event. I will still not admit on any live stream that I taped over one of her soap operas to see Saturday night's main event. I just put the tape in and I did what she said to do. So I will never, ever cop to that. You just missed the show, mother. Sorry. But for me, and again, this is, not for nothing though, because I've watched the elevation and the evolution, right? Because Saturday night's main event was the original Monday Night Raw for me. So, this is where I expect the moments. This is where I expected stories to get out of control. Because there was no weekly episodic television programming for wrestling at the time when I started watching. That wasn't like All American Wrestling, but that's pre-recorded. There was no show, especially no live show that exists where wrestling was on 2-3 hours. So for me, Saturday night's main event was this is where my extra wrestling knowledge comes from. I watch All American Wrestling to know who the wrestlers are. I watch Saturday night's main event to see what they're doing and why I love or hate them, because I think even I think it happened on the show, but I know it replayed. But like when Outlaw Ron Bass started cutting Beefcake face with the spur, and that was his thing. I learned that from Saturday Night's Main Event when when Earthquake versus Jake the Snake, the feud started, and he started earthquaking the steak, and Jake opened the bag to look in disgust and in horror. I saw that there. When then Jake is the king heel of Saturday Night's Main Event, by the way. When Jake Roberts put a cobra, a real ass live cobra with that coal miner glove on Randy Macho Man Savage, like that was on Saturday Night's Main Event. And then he was about to crack Elizabeth in the head. He said he didn't care which one he hit. And all on Saturday Night's Main Event. And there's just other events as well. But for me, Saturday Night's Main Event was equivalent to whatever the best segment on Monday Night Raw was. That's how I felt about the show. So I am happy that it's back. However, I am still worried, even though Bang is right. Bang do be knowing. But now don't start mailing it in on Raw and SmackDown. But let's not start mailing it in on Raw and SmackDown because we got Saturday Night's Main Event, because now I don't need 3 shows. Don't make me feel like I don't need to watch 3 shows.
So, because it's not going to happen often, the next one's going to happen in January, I believe. I don't think we're going to have to worry about that. With that being said, though, Saturday Night's Main Event to me has always been the road to WrestleMania. So it goes with your moments. Royal Rumble is now February 1st.
Yeah.
It's like, we normally Royal Rumble is like in a month.
Right,
a month
right.
away. Like
Right.
normally we are already be having people say, yeah, and I am announcing that I am going to be entering the Royal Rumble. Like,
yeah,
that ain't happening.
About to be lit.
Yeah,
this might. I mean, hopefully some Black History takes place, but the Royal Rumble, the Grammys, the Super Bowl are all going to be within like 10 days.
Man,
that's crazy.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, TKO and the Grammys.
Thanks.
Ain't the Oscars around that time too?
Yeah. I don't know the date, but it's either the last week of January or it's going to be the second or third week of February, unless it's going to step on everything.
Yeah, so like, shouts out to February, a great month actually. I'll be celebrating 10 years of marriage.
That is true.
This February. So yeah, it's lit around February. Yeah. So okay, Oscars is in March. But shit.
Thank you. Hey, man, good. Shit, something else to watch.
Man.
As the year continues, we're gonna get everything out the way.
Yeah,
about President's Day.
Kendrick Lamar getting a Grammy and all that shit's happening around the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So look, anytime I see or I saw the Survivor Series, the majority of the time it directly correlated with the road to WrestleMania. What the fuck is gonna happen at WrestleMania? Between WrestleMania 3 and WrestleMania 4. WrestleMania 3, Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant. Survivor Series, Andre the Giant gets his get back. And then you have the main event. And you have Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant. And then you have the whole thing about the referee. There we go, Brando. I know Brando on the shouts out to Brando. And if anybody's upset, anybody's upset at ESPN's 30 wrestlers under 30, blame that man right there, Brando. But no, you have the whole thing with Hogan losing the title. It leads to Jack Tunney coming up on the TV the next week saying, yo, hey, the title was up. We're going to have a tournament at WrestleMania 4. At WrestleMania, between WrestleMania 4 and WrestleMania 5, you see the Hogan and the Macho Man thing start to progress.
Mhm.
Even go back a little bit further. You have moments like Hulk Hogan versus Paul Orndorff. You have Hulk Hogan getting his ass beat by King Kong Bundy and Don Morocco that led to WrestleMania 2. You have all of these moments
Mhm.
that leads to WrestleMania. So every time I used to watch Saturday Night's Main Event, it was always leading to the road to WrestleMania.
Mhm.
So now let's get to the predictions, because I think this is more or less around the road to the first Raw on Netflix
Okay.
than it is anything else. And that's a question I'm gonna save for the end, because I actually got an answer for that.
Mhm.
For that, Brando. But let's get to the first match that's been announced.
Mhm.
And that first match the matches that's been announced, and we'll go in order from the important ones to not. And I don't want to say this is least important. So I'm gonna go to Liv Morgan versus Io Sky for the Women's World Championship. Who you got, Liv or Io?
I have Tiffany Stratton.
Ooh.
I got Tiffany Stratton. Even though I see Io winning the title in 2025. But no, we about to I think the real match is Tiffany versus Io, too. I think that as well. However, I also believe it's gonna be Tiffany Stratton, because I think right now Liv Morgan is the perfect heel to get Tiffany Stratton the face over. So I'm going Tiffany Stratton.
I'm not going Tiffany Stratton this time, because one of my guarantees is that she's going to defeat Liv Morgan for the championship, but it's going to be on that first Raw on Netflix.
Mm,
Liv Morgan is going to take home or regain, keep the Women's World Championship.
okay.
But that first Raw,
Mm,
I would not be shocked or surprised that Tiffany Stratton gets the rub. That's definitely not a pause there, and become the women's world champion, because you need Tiffany Stratton on Raw, which leads to the tournament final for the Women's United States Championship. Right now, it's Bayley or Chelsea Green
yeah.
versus Michin or Tiffany Stratton. I'll go first and say, I think we're going to be disappointed, ladies and gentlemen. I am banking on it. I believe that this match is going to be Bayley versus Tiffany Stratton, and Bayley is going to become the first United States women's women's champion.
Yeah.
I think it would be smart for the WWE to do what everybody has been saying for them to do, and let's give Chelsea Green the belt.
Mm-hmm.
But this is where I get my media mind in, and maybe it's clouding it for me. I don't see Triple H putting Chelsea Green in a prime spot, which is Saturday Night's Main Event, for a championship match against Michin. And I don't want to see Tiffany Stratton versus Chelsea Green.
Mm-hmm.
I think name recognition wise,
Mm-hmm.
Bayley and Tiffany Stratton makes the most sense. And NBC is going to want what they think makes the most sense. So I have Bayley versus Tiffany Stratton, and Bayley becoming the Women's United States champion, the first ever.
Yeah. We're actually on the same page here, because, hey, look, I've been telling y'all for a year and a half that Michin is just one match away from being future endeavored every single week. So I don't see her coming out of there at all. The wild thing is, there's you're not going to get the Jericho moment if Chelsea Green beats Bayley and Tiffany Stratton. And when I say the Jericho moment, because Jericho is the only guy to beat The Rock and Stone Cold in the same night. I think it was Rock and Stone Cold, right?
Yeah.
For the undisputed title. But the thing is, Chris Jericho was Chris Jericho. Like, if you were watching WCW, like, you knew what time it was with Chris Jericho. It wasn't the most far-fetched thing, even though they tried to make it look like it was happenstance. Like, I was like, no, in the world. I was like, look, if they were both in the WCW, Chris Jericho is definitely beating Stunning Steve Austin at least 3 times. And The Rock is probably not even getting a shot. But Chelsea Green, I do think her moment is coming. I do now, just as we look at just the layout, I don't see it being the U.S. title, at least the first holder of the title. And to be real, I'm not mad at that, because we now got 5 women's titles. And I think all of the women's titles on the main roster, that is, main rosters, they should be taken seriously. And I'm not saying I don't take Chelsea Green seriously, because I think I might have been one of the first people on this train of like, yo, get her over and get her a title because she's earned it.
Yep.
But it is still professional wrestling. And we do need someone to represent the women in that way first. Like, this ain't the Divas title. This ain't you know what I'm saying? This ain't, the bra and panties trophy or whatever it is. Like, this is the US title. And they do need to put it on a woman that is legit in the sports and in the entertainment realm. You don't lose with Bayley or Tiffany Stratton. My pick is Bayley. I'm done picking against Bayley. I've done it 3 times. I'm done. I'm back on my Bayley train.
Yeah.
Hopefully in real life. Don't tell that to anybody that don't hear this in real time.
Exactly, but I agree with you as well on that. So hey, it is what it is. Let's go to the World Heavyweight Championship. It has been announced that Gunther will be going up against Finn Balor. Who you got?
You know what? I got Gunther. They're doing a really great job of building Finn up, but I'm picking Gunther.
Yeah. Damian Priest is going to cost Finn Balor a match, which is going to lead to a triple threat match on the first episode of Raw on Netflix.
Hey, WrestleMania type moment.
WrestleMania type moments. But I do believe that Finn Balor will become the world champion in 2025. Let me say that.
Okay.
I think 2025 is going to be a big year on the Finn Balor, which leads to the 4th match that has been announced. Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens for the undisputed WWE Championship. Who you got, Kemp?
Hey, I'm sticking to my script as soon as I seen the turn. Kevin Owens. I got Kevin Owens winning the WWE Undisputed Universal Championship off of Cody Rhodes at Saturday night's main event. I absolutely have that.
Here's my guarantee, y'all. I am putting the guarantee on this one.
Okay.
Kevin Owens will defeat Cody Rhodes for the Undisputed World Championship. And the rematch is going to take place at the Raw on Netflix, where Cody Rhodes will get the belt back.
Really?
Yes.
So I'm glad you said that, and I wanted to wait because I would have stepped on your guarantee. I got Kevin Owens running the table because technically, no, not even technically. In real life, Raw is the rubber match. They won when Kevin Owens wins.
Yeah.
So the rematch got to be on Raw. But I got Kevin Owens doing that. I'm like, hey, now get this dude the fuck out of here, Sammy. What the fuck are you doing?
Now, that's what I think is going to happen on the Raw on Netflix. I think that's when we get the first sign of Sammy versus Kevin. But Sammy's going to ask Kevin, what the hell you doing? And it's not going to be interference, but Kevin Owens is going to be distracted by the conversation he had with the homie, which is going to lead to Cody getting the belt back. I think that it's probably more likely than not that there's at least a triple threat match at Royal Rumble between Kevin, Sammy, and Cody.
Okay.
I think Sammy got to get through whatever he's going to get through with Drew McIntyre. So that's that right there. And we'll see what happens. But I think it's more likely than not that you see, if it were to happen, something were to happen with those people, that happens at the Royal Rumble because it's on the 1st. I'm also looking at the time it takes to promote whatever they're going to do. And bringing Sammy into this Kevin feud, which is going to lead to something happening at WrestleMania, helps out because then Kevin says, you cost me the championship. Fuck you. And you start seeing that. But I do think that Kevin Owens, I think the smart money is on Kevin Owens winning the championship, injuring Cody Rhodes at that. But being a power driver, bring it back for this moment.
Hey.
And Cody Rhodes just be on the ground, just. And then that Raw on Netflix, you got the rubber match right there. And then it's boom.
Yeah.
But then I also believe at the Royal Rumble on Feb 1st, you start to see the potential of Cody versus Randy Orton as well.
There you go. You know what? We have a lot of the same things going on here because, but we just have different players in that position. I know it sounds crazy on December 8th, 2024, but they are about to remove Cody Rhodes from this title picture. Sorry, guys. It's going to happen. And we're not Cody Rhodes haters here. It's just what's about to happen. I think 24-25 is going to be very interesting because, hey, look, I love the infighting from last year's faces. I love the infighting of, oh, so now you helping Roman? I love that. You know what I mean? Like that's, hey, and Jay gonna catch strays. Hey, Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre gonna end up on the same page. I can't wait for a lot of this. It's gonna be a really interesting year for wrestling in 2025. I know we ain't did our New Year's predictions, but I got that happening.
Now, I think when it gets to WrestleMania, this is the road to WrestleMania I like.
Yeah, sure.
We don't know what the fuck gonna happen.
Yeah.
You see CM Punk and Seth Rollins and that heat there. I think that needs to be on WrestleMania. That don't need to be on shit else.
For sure.
Matter of fact, they ain't even got to be in an elimination chamber match together. Nah, just
yeah.
The most I want to see them fight is what y'all saw on Monday. But you got that piece right there. Shouts out to Bully Ray, who gave a good thought around what the favorite at CM Punk could be waiting for.
Yeah.
And that's something that I keep forgetting that CM Punk didn't get and couldn't get because he got injured at Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Which is a main event slot at WrestleMania. He's never gotten that. I could see that happening as well. Him getting involved in the main event in some type of capacity. Does Roman Reigns need to be the world champion at WrestleMania? And if rumors out there now that The Rock is actually not going to be available for WrestleMania, if that is the case, then who does Roman Reigns wrestle at WrestleMania? Is it Roman versus Solo for officially for the tribal chief spot? Here's another thought here. Is Solo Sikoa capable enough to go into WrestleMania as the world champ?
Oh no. Let's stop all that. Yeah, I'm not being and I hope I'm not being too dismissive for the wrong reasons for anybody that may be watching this or watching this for the first time. Because honestly, from where we started to where we are, I think Solo's doing a really good job now. I think everything is great. But now, the tribal chief spot, the Ulafala, is now the third world title, depending on how you're watching wrestling right now. And I think since we're not gonna get Roman versus Jay, it doesn't look like we're gonna get that at WrestleMania. I am here for Roman versus Solo because Solo needs the moment. And I like the fact that, hey, I lost. Okay, bet. Now everybody in danger again. When I lose, people in danger. I like that. That's a great storyline. That's a great character trait. Hey, when I lose, you niggas in trouble. You niggas in trouble. You niggas in trouble. And I'm fine with that. So now I think it's time for let's clash the crews. Shout out to Beanie Siegel. And they just get into the spot where just Samoans is just fighting for the next 12 weeks till it's only two left. And that's Solo and Roman. And so now the spotlight is only on them. Now we got 4 to 6 weeks to build up why Solo versus Roman is important. It's co-main event level, even though it's going to be the second to the last, or it should be like the middle of the night match at night 1 or 2 of WrestleMania. I don't really care which one, because I think the payoff here is Roman doing an amazing job of really getting Solo over, maybe not as the tribal chief, but as one of the premier young talents to move forward as he get up out of here and do what he really want to do, which is raise all his twins.
Either way it go, again, this is the road to WrestleMania I like. Because I think all cards are on the table. We could say right now, right? We could throw on the table right now, John Cena wins the Royal Rumble, or he wins the number 1 contenders match, and he chooses Gunther.
Yeah.
We could say Seth versus CM Punk, but is that the main event? See what I'm saying? Like,
right.
If it's not a title involved, is a grudge match the main event? Because if that's the case, then technically he does have a main event slot, because anytime you go up against the Undertaker at WrestleMania,
main event.
But if you're saying that that's not the spot that you want, is it more likely than not, if The Rock is not going to be involved, that the 2 world title matches at WrestleMania in Vegas are Gunther versus John Cena and Roman Reigns as the champ versus CM Punk and Seth freaking Rollins? Now, hear me out with the latter. I think, and then somebody put this on Instagram, and I think they are 100% right. The best long-term storytelling in quite some time in the WWE, and you could put before and after the WWE before this happened and the WWE after this happened.
Yeah.
Is a match that you said should have been the main event last year. The WWE before the chair shot and the breakup of the Shield, and after it is long-term storytelling to the point where, like you said, that could have been and probably should have been the main event at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Not at Royal Rumble, but the Royal Rumble shows you anytime Roman is involved with Seth, his mind is just gone.
Yep.
We saw Bronson Reed enter War Games, and Roman Reigns said, I ain't calling dude. But he called Cody to tag up with, and he got CM Punk up in there with him.
Yeah.
CM Punk don't like both of them niggas.
Right. Facts.
Roman Reigns don't like both of them niggas.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins don't like both of them niggas. I think if you don't have The Rock versus Roman, give me that triple threat match. 3 niggas who plain and simple don't like each other. There's not a, I'll team up with you to get this one. No, it is plain and simple. We don't like each other. But I don't see a world where Seth Rollins go up against CM Punk and that's the main event without a belt.
Yeah.
And if CM Punk wants to be in the main event, it has to have a belt around it.
Yeah.
And it has to involve one of those 2 guys. Just put them all in a match together. And I think you get an epic. So you get an epic WrestleMania main event night 2.
Hey, and not for nothing, the other long form storytelling piece of this as well is who was the guy that was supposed to really use the Shield and get them over in the first place? CM Punk. Hey, I was there. I was at Survivor Series in 2012 when they came out and destroyed Ryback, and I was like, wait a minute, CM Punk got a faction? And that was the story. And even on screen and in real life, apparently, that just didn't go the way, and it kind of almost ruined their opportunity. There's a lot of long-form storytelling that's going to be developing. It's 13 years in the making, a lot of this story. So even though I'm not the biggest fan of triple threat matches, this is one of the rare ones in my lifetime that I'm 100%, I can't argue with it. It makes perfect sense because Seth and Roman, while even not working together, will take CM Punk out just to make sure it's them two. And CM Punk feels the same way. And to Bang's other point, this is the only place where CM Punk cannot wrestle for a belt and it's not a main event. If I'm saying it right, what I'm meaning to say, he can go to AEW, he can go to NWA, he can go to TNA, he can go to Ring of Honor, he can go anywhere else, and just him being on the bill makes him a main event. When you come to the WWE, though, I CM Punk, with the people that are here, they can't get that one off. It's like you're not just going to, oh, this guy versus that guy and the other guy is CM Punk, and then that's it. No, where's the title? It ain't even got to be specialty. Like, it's got to be for a title because that is kind of his long-form storytelling since 2013. It's like, look, I'm going to make waves because I'm the champ. Because it's cool to talk from this position, and that has been his position since coming back. 10 years later, he's like, well, look, I'm here to get the title. I'm here to main event WrestleMania. That's finishing his story. But Drew McIntyre hindered that after the injury. Great audible call by both gentlemen for the year. They should be commended for 2024's work. But now we back to business. And since CM Punk has made it clear, hey, I'm here to make money. I'm here to right some of my wrongs. I'm here to get this title. And Seth and Roman, if we can't pick or if we don't have enough time, triple threat match makes sense. One of the few. I just can't argue, so I won't.
Yeah, I thought about this last night when I was looking at this, and it was like, yo, this is, if we're talking about long-term storytelling and just listening to what Bully Ray said, the only thing that CM Punk ain't accomplished in the WWE is the main event at WrestleMania, the last match. And say that again, the last match. I don't think you can leave Seth Rollins out of this. Just don't think you can. And when you look at Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and CM Punk, they don't like each other equally.
Yeah.
I'm throwing down the gauntlet with these guarantees. Seth Rollins or John Cena is going to win a Royal Rumble. I think it's more likely that a Seth Rollins wins because you got to put John Cena in the gauntlet in order to get what he needs to get because he's been losing. So focus on Seth Rollins winning the Royal Rumble and throwing out John Cena. Advocate. I know you buddy ass wise man, but advocate. I need in the main event at WrestleMania. Make it happen. And that's when it's made happen. CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, triple threat match, WWE Undisputed Championship, WrestleMania Night 2. CM Punk finally gets the main event, and Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Seth Rollins get to beat the shit out of each other. I don't care who wins. I think that's the perfect main event for this WrestleMania.
Yeah. I mean, that definitely does capture the magnitude, so I dig it.
All right, so before we get out of here, a couple of things. So speaking of the aftermath of Survivor Series, we talked a little bit about the Punk Rollins fight. I like that fight because that fight actually looked like, I don't like you, but we gonna fight for real, not telegraph. They clearly in wrestling terms, don't like each other. So if they do the triple threat match, I don't mind seeing them wrestle at, let's say, the Royal Rumble, or let's say the first night of Netflix. If it's supposed to be WrestleMania quality, CM Punk, Seth Rollins happening in the Intuit Dome.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Now that one, for sure.
Which definitely leads to, I believe, my prediction coming true. But then you got Drew McIntyre, who's pissed.
Yeah.
He Claymoreing everybody who fuck with the bloodline.
Yeah, hey.
Last time we saw Drew McIntyre, he was losing to CM Punk. Now it looks like he's back at being pissed at the bloodline. Your thoughts at a returning Drew McIntyre?
One, welcome back, Drew. Man, he was really hurt to be going that long. But no, hey yo, what I love about Drew McIntyre's character right now, especially this year, like him, and you know what, and not for nothing, Kevin Owens. I love how we're blurring the lines of heel and face by just simple misunderstandings. Like I love it. Like this is great. We're in a really great storytelling time. I don't know who they just hired. I don't know who flipped the switch, but I love the fact that Drew McIntyre is about to be right about CM Punk. He's about to be right. Even though he lost the feud, he's right. And Sami Zayn is he's also I forget the promo, but he's also right about Sami Zayn. Everybody's right about Sami Zayn too, which is also funny. Which is also really funny. Everybody is right about Sami Zayn. Jay's right about Sami Zayn. Jimmy's right, but also Drew McIntyre's right. CM Punk is right. Seth Rollins is right about Sami Zayn. It's just they just inserting one Samoan for an other pause. Because yeah, you talking about you riding for Jay, but you riding for Roman Reigns still. Like, so it don't change for me. Like, that's still the time that you on. You can switch it however you want. Like, but you still riding for Roman Reigns. So
yeah, Seth had me rolling, was like, hey man, I understand Jay. That's family, that's bloodline. What's your excuse?
Right. Right. It's like, bro, like you still over here? You still over this crib, bro? Come on. So I love that. I hope that there's an extra layer of character development for Drew McIntyre with this. I don't know what it should be, but he needs like a new moniker or something, like just like how Seth Rollins was calling himself the Monday Night Messiah or something like that. He needs to be like the Scottish Prophet or something. I don't know, but something else. There has to be a new character layer for Drew McIntyre to be like, dog, I gave y'all the entire year of wrestling. Like, I told y'all what was gonna happen.
Don't he call? I mean, ain't he like the Scottish psychopath or some shit?
It is, but that don't apply to this though. You know what I'm saying? Like just like, you know, like RVD was Mr. Monday Night, and then, you know, and then but like or no, what's my man name? Morrison. Like, he's the Shaman the Sexy, but then he's like the Friday Night Delight, but then he's, you know, whatever he was with the Miz. Like, he needs to add more than warrior and psychopath to his monikers now, because Drew McIntyre has predicted the entire year for wrestling. He predicted it all. If you go back to his Royal Rumble promos, his promos leading up to the Royal Rumble and everything he said after, it happened. He needs a new character now. And that's what I want to see. Because now, even if people are booing, Drew McIntyre is right. I am the only face in this company. I'm the only person that's trying to do right. I'm the only person that's trying to beat everybody that's ruining this shit for everybody. He's right.
And y'all keep on going over there.
Right. Yeah. He's like, but y'all keep going against me. Like, why? Like, I've been trying to take down Roman Reigns. Sammy's trying to stop me. Cody's trying to stop me. Punk is trying to stop me. It's like, yo, why is everybody trying to stop me? And then y'all with the nigga. Now you over his house. So yeah, we need a new character for Drew McIntyre because he's been right the whole time. Hey, just like Hogan's always been the heel, Drew McIntyre is the only face.
I've always been the good guy. I've always been the one that's been trying to tell y'all, show y'all, and y'all keep going against me. I feel you on that. You might be on to something. You might be on to something. Bronson Reed, Camacho, and Jimmy Uso out after War Games. Bronson Reed broke his foot, but that shit looked worse than that. Jimmy Uso broke his toe. Camacho, something happened to him. And shit. So as far as Bronson Reed and Camacho, they were solidified as members of the bloodline, but now it's the three, Jacob, Tama, and Solo. So even with these injuries, man, what's next for the new bloodline?
Hey, man, I mean, I'll tell you what, less is looking like a lot more. Like they looked really good on SmackDown with just them three. It's interesting because it's very reminiscent of when Roman was with the Usos. Because look, these are the three members we care about. So even in hindsight, with all the injuries, and we hope everybody gets well. But this is who we came to see, though. We came to see Solo, Tama, and Jacob. And that's what we getting. So, and what's so crazy is that because Jacob's the one that went down in the match. But yet he was on SmackDown. He hard body. So it's interesting. But yeah, man, I think less is no, and less is more. I'm sorry. And hey, shout out to Bronson Reed. Finally a payoff. I hope he can capitalize on it though. Real talk.
Yeah, definitely going to be interesting where they fit in. Are they involved in this Roman Reigns shit? Like, what's going on? I'm not moving away from my main event pick for WrestleMania, this triple threat match. But what does that mean for Solo? Last thing that I have is the Women's Intercontinental Championship tournament is started. And just like Chelsea Green has been pegged the favorite by the fans, Dakota Kai is a favorite by the fans.
Yeah.
And she defeated Katana Chance and Shayna Baszler on Monday. The other matches, Zoe Stark, Raquel Rodriguez, and Kaden Carter, that winner will go up against Dakota Kai. Lyra Valkyria, Zelina Vega, and Ivy Now, they have a triple threat match, and the winner of that match will go up against the winner of Alba Fire, Kairi Sane, and Natalia.
Everyone. Mm-hmm.
So now I wish my girl Roxanne Perez would have been a part of this.
Mm-hmm.
I feel y'all though. Who out of everybody that we named, who should win the Women's Intercontinental Championship?
Based on where we are in wrestling right now, I'm gonna go with Raquel Rodriguez.
Ooh.
I am. Because again, I do got Liv coming off that title here pretty soon. But I do think one thing about Raquel Rodriguez is that they obviously see who she can be, and you can't say that she's not a star. She just hasn't tapped into what that star is and looks like yet. But hey, the other person that kind of had that problem that ended up doing pretty damn well, Rhea Ripley. Oh, you know what I mean? So I look at this tournament for her. I mean, obviously, mad criticism on the return because she did mess up the women's title match. The ref didn't play in our face, and we respect him for that. I think it's very telling that out of all the people that needed to be compromised in the War Games match, they felt it was her, and yet she was still very effective being handcuffed to the ropes. And all that to say, Raquel, I think, is the great level of dominance and strength that they want to put behind the title, like the Intercontinental title, because this is the WWE title. And I'm not disrespecting the U.S. title, but the legacy of Vince McMahon and everything that is Titan Sports / World Wrestling Federation versus World Wrestling Entertainment, all of that says, hey, the U.S. title is here and the IC title is here in this company. Do what you want in your own company, but the IC belt is here in this one. And even though, yes, it is there's labeling like the workhorse title and everything, Adam Pearce cut the promo and all that, I still think right now, everybody named and where I think they plan for people to go in 2025, I think the only answer is Raquel Rodriguez, because she does need something to show for her solo success since leaving NXT.
I see where you're going here. because I'm gonna also add this to it. It's the Shawn Michaels and Diesel effect.
Yes. Yep.
To the point where I wouldn't be surprised by the Raw on Netflix that before it is cashed in, that Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez have the world, the Intercontinental, and the Tag Team Championships.
Yep.
Triple H, you've seen that play before, haven't you? Your homie went through it. However, oh boy. Oh man. I want the Bird Girl to win it. I want Lyra Valkyria to win it. My sentimental favorite is Selena Vega, and they're in the same match. But they gonna get this shit to Natalia. They gonna give it to her. They gonna do this shit and put the Hart legacy on this shit and all of that. And Natalia, she gonna stop getting slapped on her titties by her sister just to win the Intercontinental Championship, to lose it to a Raquel Rodriguez or something at a next pay-per-view. But the first IC champion, I see them putting the heart value on that bitch.
Wow. Man, you know what? Because I am the payoff guy on the show for the people listening for the first time. But I don't like that. I just don't like that. And it's not because I don't like Natalia. I want to be clear on that. But for her to even be in this for her to be in this Intercontinental tournament and it not even be on some return type stuff, like, oh no, I just been here the whole time, I'm just throwing her in and I'm about to win. See, that's what I don't like. Even if they went the Beth Phoenix route, re-debut Natalia like she been gone and just play with our mind like, no, y'all, no, she back. I would accept that more because it's the story of like, oh wow, Natalia, especially for the new fans, they can be like, oh, she just come in and win titles. Like, oh, okay. Or this is like her payoff. She never won, like, well, not never won. I'm sorry, because she is a former world champion. But everything to that speaks to, oh, yo, she must be one of them. She must be one of them ones because she just came back and these new girls still can't hang. But that's not what we're going to see here. And but hey, shout out to Natalia, though. I love your sister.
Now, the fans, I think, want to see Dakota Kai, and they probably would not mind Dakota Kai versus Natty. Dakota Kai versus Kairi Sane.
Yeah.
In the finals, which would be, damage control type shit. But we'll see what happens, man. But another great episode, man. A lot of stuff to talk about. We're gonna see what happens this Saturday at Saturday Night's Main Event. As I watch, or they now put on Saturday Night's Main Event. This is going towards the road to WrestleMania 5. You got Hulk Hogan with Miss Elizabeth in his corner. You got Macho Man. Get jealous eyes, Hulk. Oh, geez, you get jealous eyes. Get jealous eyes.
Guts.
Get jealous eyes. I hate your guts. Hogan, you've been jealous of me. Like, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hey, man. Hey, Macho Man should have went over on WrestleMania 5. Fuck all that bullshit. Hey, close us out.
You know what? You're not 100% wrong. Yeah. Hey, you know what, man? Thank y'all for tuning in. I do have a final word because we did mention Jesse Ventura coming back for Saturday Night's Main Event for color commentary. And while I do believe that Jesse Ventura is him and he is unfiltered and he will speak how he wants to speak, I do want you new IWC listeners to let Jesse cook. I don't care how bigoted it sounded. I don't care how prejudiced it may feel. I don't care if you think that, damn, this is just flat out racist. I want you to let Jesse Ventura cook because, sorry, even as a black man in America with a black wife, so don't get it twisted, I still like a little rockin' racism with my wrestling. And we appreciate you checking out this show. You know, man, all of you with your likes, your comments, and your shares, your questions, everything from the Facebook group to the intercontinental. That's me. The Instagram to the X. Everything that you do to contribute to the FBC community is greatly appreciated. Obviously, Bang and I could do the show without all of you, but for real, whether it's your very first time or it's your very last time, or if you've been here for the last 7 years or just the first or the last 2, we appreciate you, and you are what make the FBC community what it is. So we have nothing but gratitude for that, and we want to let you know that whenever you want to talk about wrestling in an unconventional way, you do so by checking out the First Black Champ podcast. Pick with the VP, DOC, and we are out. Fuck
Johnny Wrestling.